Hello everyone and welcome to another high-elo game of Age of Empires. Today we find ourselves picking the sand out of our sneakers in Arabia to witness a match between the Viper playing as the blue Dravidians and Hearttt playing as the red Gurjaras. Now, I am beyond excited to cast this game, not only because it's these two players, but also because it's these two civilizations. Now, the first thing you'll notice at the top of your screen are the Elos of the players. In terms of pure Elo rankings, Viper is the favorite to win, sitting at 2604 to Heartt's 2529. Now, that being said, civilization-wise, I actually do favor the Gurjaras over the Dravidians. Now, before I explain why, let's take a look at the actual civilizations so that we can get a better sense of what we're going to be seeing today. Now, the Dravidians, in a 1v1 land-based map, the Dravidians basically have one economic bonus. They get 200 extra wood every time they advance to the next age. Now, this is useful when going from dark to feudal because it does give you an extra 200 wood to produce an extra building to go up to castle faster, or if you come under attack, it gives you 200 wood, to build archers, skirmishers, spearmen. Always, these are not units that are very wood intensive, so 200 wood does go a long way in helping you defend against any kind of aggression. Now, militarily, this is where the Dravidians shine. Their barrack techs are 50% cheaper, their skirmishers and elephant archers fire 25% faster, and they have thumb ring. So with those two bonuses, their skirms and elephant archers fire incredibly fast. They can upgrade their elephants to regenerate health, which is very cool. And they have possibly one of the deadliest upgrades in the game called Woot's Steel. Now, what this does, if it's research, and by the way, because it's so deadly, it's incredibly expensive. I think overall something like 1,350 resources. What it does is it basically turns every infantry unit, every cavalry unit of the Dravidians into a Lithuanian laity that ignores armor. Now, that might sound amazing, but keep in mind, Dravidians do have the worst cavalry in the game. They have scouts. Where's his scout there? They have this guy. They can upgrade him to a light cav, and they have a battle elephant, and that's it. They don't even have an elite battle elephant. That being said, though, they do get champions, which are fully upgraded, and they have squires, so they can be deadly if combined with Woot's Steel, pack a punch, and also destroy their enemies incredibly fast. Now, their unique unit is one of the coolest in the game. It's called the Urumi Swordsman. It's an infantry unit that's basically created super fast and has a charge attack. So the basic unit, I think, does plus 12, and the elite Urumi Swordsman does plus 15, and this recharges every 20 seconds or so. Now, one of the coolest things besides the charge attack is that the actual charge attack does trample damage. And if you go to YouTube, and I recommend everyone does this, maybe after you watch the video, but go to YouTube, type in Urumi Swordsman, and just watch how cool this weapon is. Think of it as a metal whip that just flails in so many different directions and can attack multiple people at once. And you'll see exactly why the developers of this game gave it trample damage. So a very cool, unique unit. I don't know if we'll see it. You don't really see it very often. That being said, you don't really see the Dravidians very often either. But, with the Viper, anything is possible. So hopefully we'll get to see some metal whips flying around. Now, the Gurjaras are no slouches themselves. They start the game 2 extra bushes underneath the town center, and they can garrison their herdables. Take a look at the bottom left of your screen. And when they do that, they auto-generate food for themselves. Now, militarily, they produce camels and elephant units faster, and all of their mounted units deal extra bonus damage. Now, that bonus damage was recently nerfed. It used to be 40% from the beginning of the game till the end of the game. Now it's 20% in feudal, 30% in castle, and 40% in Imperial. Now, those bonuses and attributes aside, their unique units are really where the Gurjaras shine. Their first one is Xena Warrior Princess, the Chakram Thrower, which throws a disc that goes through multiple units. Because it was, I think, just a little bit too powerful. The developers of the game nerfed it a little bit, or buffed it. Like I said in my last Gurjara video, this is a matter of hot debate in the Reddit community. their attack was reduced, but their pass-through damage was increased. So they do less damage to the initial unit they hit, but any unit behind that unit now has 100% pass-through. Plus, they were given a extra bonus against infantry, so every time they throw the disc, it is a +1. So a very cool unit. Hopefully, we'll get to see it. And the Shravamsha Rider is the second, which is, I always like to say, the bane of every archer civilization. This is a incredibly fast cavalry unit that can actually dodge archer fire. So the basic one dodges 5 arrows, the elite dodges 7, and that ability, just like the Urumi have about 20 seconds to recharge his extra attack, the Shravamsha Rider has 20 seconds to recharge his dodging ability. A cool upgrade that they can research is they can reduce the food cost of all their military units by up to 25%. So those are the civs that we'll be watching. And now let me very quickly explain, because I see both players are in feudal and I want to get into the game, why I favor Hearttt in terms of civilization here. The Dravidians, as I said, the worst cavalry. So they're either Vipers going infantry or Vipers going archers. To counter his infantry, you have the Chakram Thrower, and to counter his archers, you have the Shravamsha Riders. So Hearttt has the tools here to perfectly counter anything that Viper sends at him. So that's why I said, you know, civilization-wise, Hearttt has the advantage. That being said, I don't need to tell you guys, any civilization in the hands of the Viper is probably the deadliest civilization in the match. This is a player with a game sense second to none. So good luck to Hearttt, and good luck to Viper too, honestly. And, you know, let's see a nice big scuffle, a bunch, you know, either a bunch of major battles or one big battle. Let's see what we actually get to actually witness in this game. For now, let's take a look at their bases. Viper is completely open in the front here. His entire base is exposed, and his gold line is at the front. Yeah, so this is a huge problem for Viper here. That being said, he already had it walled off because he does know it's a vulnerability. It's a weak spot. And so he wisely puts a few palisade walls at a very cheap cost to protect. But yeah, I don't like that location of the gold at all. His stone is in the back, which is fantastic. But his base is incredibly open, and his 2 additional gold piles are very exposed. On the other hand, Hearttt, okay, look where his gold pile is. Viper is going to have to actually penetrate this base in order to get to this gold pile. And Hearttt is also completely open in the front. So base advantage I would give to Hearttt, even though in Castle Age he might have a more difficult time with the stone in the front of the map. That being said, I think they're both equally disadvantaged here just by virtue of the fact that the bases are just so wide open. And let's see what Viper can do. This is an interesting a motley crew here. The magnificent, what is this, 7? We have a spearman, a scout cavalry, 2 men-at-arms, and 3 skirmishers. 1 upgrade on the skirmishers to give them a +1 attack and +1 range. And now he's trying to bust into Heartt's base here. Hearttt, on the other hand, has 8 scout cavalry, his camel scout, an archer, and a skirmisher. So he has a decent-sized force here to defend. He's bringing these quicker units back home. Okay, builds a nice little secondary line of defense here. Oh, this is dangerous for Viper. Oh, this is dangerous for Viper. I mean, this looks like a fantastic idea, right? You've entered into this little nook. You know, anyone who watches my streams knows what I think about nooks and crannies in this game. They are just as dangerous as they are useful. And now the Hearttt just captures Viper's army and massacres it with these quicker cavalry units, which he brought back from annoying and tickling away at Viper's base. But yeah, Viper loses his entire first army. Does he actually care, though? Oh my god, we have an even bigger army. Three spearmen, 3 archers, 2 men-at-arms, and 2 skirmishers are making their way. They're passing the stone, so they're approaching Heartt's base. A very late man-at-arms here to the south is joining the fight, as does another archer. Attempt number 2 here by Viper to break into Heartt's base. Not that he really has to break into it. It's completely open. And Heartt here wisely, instead of completely walling himself off, creates a funnel. So if Viper tries to enter here, immediately comes under attack by this town center. So he's circling to the left. And this is a serious army. Heartt might be in trouble here. That being said, like he did the first time, his scout cavalry are being brought back. This is a bit more of an open field here for Viper. He's not going to make the same mistake twice. And he's brought enough spearmen here to zone out these damaged. I mean, look at this. How many? 1, 2, 3 of them are on death on their deathbed here. And Viper, I think I see a shadow here. This might be the high ground, so Viper takes the high ground as well, which gives them that extra 25% attack. Okay, beautiful play here by Heartt. He drew out the spearmen, used his skirmishers and archer to pick them off, and then brought back his scout cavalry. Brilliant move here. Upgrade advantage going to the Viper, who already has a +1/+1 offense defense upgrade on his infantry units. Heartt does not, because Heartt is saving his food to go up to castle. It seems like he's at 500 food. Let's zoom out and take a look at what these bases look like. Their production facilities. 2 stables, and 2 archery ranges, and a barracks. Okay, so Heartt is looking to put on some military pressure himself, I hope, with that kind of wood investment. And like I said, the Dravidians, let's see what Viper has used the extra 200 wood for. He himself has built 2 barracks and an archery range that's producing 3 villagers. So this is the strength of that 200 wood, which doesn't seem like a lot, but how many units has Viper already put out onto the map? He's got 20 deaths rather, so 20 military units and these. So he's produced 31 military already in this game. Fantastic. This is exactly what I wanted to see. Okay, 6 more making their way over. Viper is just not relenting here. Heartt is going up to castle, though. Viper nowhere close. He needs another 500 food, which he's not going to get if he keeps producing men-at-arms. These guys are not cheap when it comes to food. And let's see, he's circling. He's trying to... He's going to catch these spearmen. Skirmishers, rather. Okay, demolishes a house. He wants quicker access into the safety of the town center firing range. Does Heartt. But now Viper is attacking in multiple locations. My God, how many? He's sitting at 21 army supply in feudal age. And if he had his way, it would probably be 41. Another 3rd group of men-at-arms and archer coming by. I mean, what does Heartt think here? I mean, he's going up the castle. He probably expected Viper to do the same, which Viper, by the way, is now doing a minute and a half later than Heartt. Heartt is going to be... You know, he's going to have the advantage when he hits castle, and he's got a good amount of food and gold. No villagers on stone just yet. So we'll see what he actually does in 6 seconds once he hits castle. Will he use his advantage? He's doing a bit of counter raiding here, but my God, even more units out of Viper. Okay, immediately gets the light cavalry upgrade, scale barding armor to make them tankier and able to take more shots to the face. But, yeah. Look at this group. 14 men-at-arms and an archer are just pushing their way in. That being said, this is still a feudal army, so Viper has to respect this town center and the arrows that it can rain down on his units. Okay, more Bodkin arrow going down for Heartt. So he's using his time advantage to get upgrades. He's upgraded the... archers to crossbows, so that's going to give him a pretty big advantage. He's circling around the back. Now it's Viper's turn to have to deflect some kind of aggression. He's been the one putting on all the aggression in the game so far. Heartt says, I like that idea. I'm going to steal it. And let's see what you can do against 5 light cavalry. What does Viper do? Immediately gets to castle. Rather, he gets to castle and immediately upgrades his skirmishers to elite skirmishers. Now he's running away here. He knows he can't engage into an archer force, especially not crossbows with men-at-arms. And now for the 2nd or 3rd time, Heartt has pushed Viper back. And there's a little bit of a moment of peace, of tranquility as both of these players expand their bases. Hearttt already has his second town center. Viper plopping down his second as well. I like this one next to the stone. Doesn't really give him access to any wood or anything else, but plenty of space here for farms. Okay, our Gurjara player is expanding. He is housed, so he needs a bunch of these houses to make sure he can keep up with his production. Shravamsha Rider is coming out. So take a look at that white bar at the bottom of the picture. That's the meter that recharges every 20 seconds or so. And look at their speed, 1.6. God help Viper if he gets husbandry, and that goes up to 1.76. For now, though, Viper is caught out in the middle, attacked from all sides. Look how many arrows he fired at that one Shravamsha Rider, and it took only one arrow to the face, even though 7 were fired, or 6 rather, were fired at him. 2 lions attacking. Oh man, Hearttt brought his whole menagerie with him here. Yeah, there's chaos everywhere right now. And now Viper yet again is stopped dead in his tracks. Attempt number 3 has been stopped, but here comes attempt number 4. We've got some swordsmen here. What else do we have? Yeah, I see a skirmishers, crossbows, a very diverse attack force. Shravamsha Rider accidentally delays construction of this town center. Perfect placement, by the way, to get access to the stone and the wood. Also to help defend against any attacks from this side. I mean, the wood line naturally protects him on the right side, and this will protect him on the left. He's a little bit exposed here, though. This is very flimsy defenses. I'm assuming Viper is going to continue putting on the pressure since he's going up to, what is it, 6 crossbows, 6 elite skirmishers. He's sitting on 10 swordsmen, 2-handed, by the way, or rather long swordsmen. God, they're so fast. Okay, and now in a momentary lull, a momentary armistice here between the two players, Hearttt feels confident enough to plunk down the resources and the time for a wheelbarrow. Now that he has 3 town centers, can continue producing villagers. Let's take a look at the villager count. 68 for Hearttt, 70 for the Viper. So pretty identical. Both players sitting on 3 town centers. Viper added this 3rd one in the forward position. I also like this one. I would have maybe positioned it a bit closer to the wood line, but I am not going to second guess the Viper, who is yet again moving out with the force I described a little while ago. 22 military count, making its way, snaking up the map to the right side of Heartt's base. Heartt's entire army is on the left. For some reason, he's tethered the fastest horses in this game to the slowest crossbows, so they are going to take a while to get here. And now the Viper is working away at this. Yeah, as I mentioned, this is a bit of a weak spot here. Shravamsha's coming in from the right, so they need to be careful from these swordsmen, but if they can avoid them, they're perfect to counter these archer units. And now Viper is going up to 13, 12. Okay, never mind. They were a bunch of them just got killed. I was going to say he's packing in more infantry, more skirmishers. Obviously, skirmishers, as I said, they fire 25% faster and now have ballistics. And now he's attacking on the left side as well. My God, is he being annoying. Wave number 4 or 5, I can't even keep track anymore at this point, is just being so annoying. Okay, Hearttt clears up this attack just in time to pivot and defend against this attack. Man, Viper is not giving him a moment's rest. Upgrades are, I would say, in favor of Viper here. The +2/+2 archers against a +2/+1. Although, yeah, cavalry upgrades are in favor of our Gurjara, which is not surprising because, as I said, Dravidians just don't have cavalry. I don't think Viper is going to invest significant resources into producing light cav right now. Maybe he'll produce a battle elephant or 2, but for now he's, taking control of the center. I hate this castle positioning right next to the wood line, although I love the hill. So I'm of two minds. I'm torn. Let me know in the comments what you think. He's not in a rush. He only brought 7 villagers here to build this castle. Shravamsha's just shredding through everything. This group of 5 has 10 kills, 11 kills, 12, 13. Okay, I mean, military count for Hearttt is terrible right now. He's sitting at, what is that, 2.5 times less military? I wonder why. We've got our first mangonel out, slowly wheeling its way here. Shravamsha gets taken down by 4 swordsmen, not before killing one himself. And here we go, a counter castle. He might, sorry for the zooming here. Yeah, he must have seen Viper's castle, so now he knows we're entering the phase of the game where either unique units are coming out, and here, oh, fine, yes, we get to see it. I mean, look at the image on your screen. That is metal. That is a metal whip. Yeah, wow. Okay, fantastic. So hopefully we get to see a whole bunch of them. They train, as I said, incredibly fast. Take a look at this on the bottom left of your screen. Look how fast the Urumi swordsman trains. Incredibly fast. Viper even taking some turtles, which is another Dravidian bonus that I didn't mention, is regarding their fishing. Hearttt builds a good, interesting town center here. But take a look at the mini map. I mean, there's little groups of blue dots everywhere. My God, Viper is circling this town center. Should it go up? It's at 80%. Oh, he's going to have to right-click, right-click, right-click. Look at them spazzing out as he right-clicks them. And yeah, finishes them just in time. Garrisons, then that should shoo away this force. But Viper is circling. We have our first chakram thrower on the field. He is chasing the Urumi swordsman, not noticing the fact that he is getting crossbow bolts to the head. I'm going to keep my eye out on the top right of our screen here. Let me know if I miss it. Once Viper hits Imperial, if he does, let's keep an eye out to see if he goes Wootz Steel, which, as I said, makes all of these infantry units into Lithuanian ladies that ignore armor. So they basically right now would do 10 damage to every unit, regardless of the armor. Hearttt also circling the map, but with 2 very weak Shravamsha riders whose HP doesn't even add up to 1 Shravamsha rider. That being said, they're catching a few villagers here and there. 7 kills among the 2 of them. Look at all the arrows that are being fired on them, and look how little actual damage is being taken. Look at that. Look at your screen. I mean, towards the end there, he obviously took damage, but my God, the crossbows were just firing, and they just didn't give a shit. Okay, now Viper is inside the guts of Heartt's base with these swordsmen, but chakram throwers with their +1 attack should deal with these pretty fast. 0 kills for this swordsman. Yeah, he's not gonna do much. Oh, these crossbows on the other hand, with their 3 kills, are being so annoying. Hearttt could have easily walled this part off, but in the heat of the game, 2 castles, 1, 2 going down for Viper, very close to each other. Urumi swordsman, as he's going up to Imperial. Okay, so perfect. So let's keep an eye out on the top left of our screen and see if he decides to go Wootz Steel. For now, he does not have the resources for it, although he does have the gold for it. And what is our blue Norwegian Dravidian building? Archery ranges. What is our red Gurjara building? Nothing. Stables. Okay. So 1 plans on going cavalry, 1 plans on going archers. I mean, the chakrams counter the infantry, but they actually have to hit him. That Urumi, so what is he, a Shravamsha Urumi? Look how much he dodged those discs. But the town center does what the chakrams failed to do and fires a bunch of arrows into these units who immediately die. Another castle going down here for Hearttt. I love this location too. I mean, Viper could take this one little... I think this castle might be on the same elevation as this, so Viper would need to take this one little lump here, or possibly here, in order to get any kind of attack bonus on this castle. But this is a King of the Hill castle. It is overlooking an entire depression here. Fantastic placement. So both players building castles in very cool locations. And now we have our elephant archers. Medical corpse is being researched for Viper. So these guys are going to start regenerating health, as I said. I believe it's 20 health per minute. So not super quick, but doesn't hurt at all. They walk as they, I say that, as they go face first into castle fire. Yeah, I mean, Viper is taking a very interesting approach here. Small clumps of units. More stables going down for our Gurjara player. Question, okay, he's going Hussars. Viper upgrading to two-handed swordsman. I wonder if we'll get to see champions here. 10 elephant archers, 14 right as I say that. And look at the chakram throwers. They are not designed to take down elephants. They're helpful, but since they had their attack reduced, I think it was from 5 to 3 for the base model. They are not going to do anything against those elephants unless the elephants stack. 2 castles coming under attack here by the Viper with his little mini armies. These elephant archers are weak. Take a look at what they attack on. A 9 at the moment. They are not elite. But in general, they are very weak, but my god, do they have the HP. Makes them very hard to deal with. They are very tanky. Town center goes down. I apologize, I said both castles under attack. One castle, one town center under attack. But here come the Hussars. They should get this. Treb. Hearing a lot of sword action, but the Treb is still alive. Yeah, it's going to die, but these Hussars are going to die as well. So not exactly an even trade here for Hearttt, who loses a lot more resources than Viper, having lost just one Treb. Oh, elite elephant archer upgrade being researched by Viper. Okay, so he is going elite elephant archers, which I love to see. If you watch my cast, anytime there's an elephant on your screen, I just fanboy out, and I just love it. Viper being so incredibly annoying. Hearttt is just letting him walk into his base. I mean, what do you do at this point? Do you take a minute and start walling off your base? Otherwise, look, you're attacked here, you're attacked here, you're attacked here. I mean, Viper is microing 5, battles at once here. But here we go. Here's the response out of our Red Gurjara, researching heavy camel rider. They are going to shred these elephants, even the elite ones that now attack on a 10, but have 280 HP. Doesn't really matter. Let's hopefully we'll see an engaged. Look how quick. Oh no, he disengages. Why? Yeah, you can destroy all of these with these few camels. Look at it. Look how quickly they'll kill these elephant archers. Wow. You'd think a unit with 200 HP would last a little bit longer, but this is the power of the counter unit in Age of Empires. That being said, Viper is pushing into the western part of the base here with 4 elephant archers and 9 halberdiers, and for some reason 1 random two-handed swordsman. Yes, take a look at the top right of your screen. Woot's steel is being researched. Super expensive upgrade to get, but basically these two-handed swordsmen will reduce 14 HP out of every single unit they attack. He doesn't care what armor you have. Yeah, Viper is just getting all the toys. He's getting chemistry, he got blast furnace. Look at his production facility. It's so diverse and so extended that it required two lines. He's going up to 150 villagers, though. I wonder if that's going to hurt him in the long run. I mean, elephant archers, as I said, they're great, they're tanky, but they attack on an 11. They're not exactly the strongest unit in the game. You're going to need more than 10 of them. He's going up to 15. Okay. I mean, I would have liked maybe this Treb to take the higher ground, because right now it's this castle is taking 25% less damage from it. Yeah, Hearttt can't afford to really throw away units here. His army supply is still 10 below Viper's. And now all aggression has ceased from the Viper. the north, the east, the west is done. We know what that means. It means he's focusing on one big battle. Although there is a mangonel here. A mangonel's not going to do much. Not 50 minutes in the game. And here we go, epic battle. Okay, let's see who engages here better. Like I said, the Gurjara army counters this one, but it's got to be placed and it's got to have the right quantity. For some reason, the camels are engaging and the hussars are engaging into the halbs. Amazing engage here for Viper. Uses his elephant archers to snipe all of the chakram throwers, destroyed all of the counter infantry, and just decimates. Wow, let's take a look at that again. I mean, that was a beautiful battle. Okay, so what do we have here? We've got 18 elite elephant archers and 26 halberdiers. So not you know, he used to have a much more diverse army. Against this, we have 13 skirmisher, 13 chakrams, 10 heavy camels, and 9 hussars. Now, in my opinion, what Hearttt should have done is demolished this mill. It doesn't have any hurtables inside of it anyway. Should have demolished that mill. And this, where I'm highlighting, should be a complete reverse. The chakrams should be on the left to counter the halbs. And the camels and the hussars should be on the right to counter the elite elephants. Now, the one good thing that Hearttt did, and a bit of an error from the Viper, a blunder maybe, is that he's staying in this area, or at least the area behind this red line that I'm highlighting right now. Why is that important? That places any blue units in here under fire from not one, but 2 castles. And these are castles that are garrisoned, building chakrams, healing up. I mean, I don't know why he left these 5 units at the bottom left of your screen here inside the castle. They were better served maybe coming around, flanking from the right side. But yeah, I would have immediately destroyed. You're not going to keep farming here. Okay? Hearttt knows that. He should have deleted the mill, given himself a wider berth of attack. Now, I think maybe he thought that by having a choke point, his chakrams could just gun down these halberdiers, and against almost every other player of the game that may have worked, but you're playing against the Vipers. So let's take a look at how this battle unfolds in slow motion. Cavalry automatically engages into the left, moves his camels across here. I think he's trying to go to the right. Imagine this mill wasn't here. These camels could have engaged immediately. Elephant archers shooting down chakram throwers. What a horrible engage here for Hearttt. A terrible, terrible engage. I mean, the chakrams are doing what they're supposed to be doing, but the cavalry was just, yeah. I mean, Viper didn't care. These are halberdiers. This is a unit that you create to throw away to accomplish some better goal here, and that's exactly what he did. He doesn't care that these halbs are under fire from not 1 but 2 castles, because this is the real damage dealer for him. These 18 elephant archers, I think a few of them died and were replaced by reinforcements. They took the day here. They killed all the chakrams, or almost all the chakrams, and for some reason Hearttt engaged with his cavalry on the left instead of on the right. And that was a horrible battle for him. Knocks his military count to 12. And look at his villager count, 90 to 149. I'm sure he took a look at the bottom right of his screen. And take a look at the score at this point. 14,000 for Viper, 9,500 for our red Gurjara. Now let's take a look at the stats. Let's see what they built, their APM. Okay, so no big surprise that the Dravidian player went infantry. Gurjara, you know, if these were Shrivamshas, if these were chakrams, you know, chakrams are a unit that, in my opinion, oh look, this the disc stopped right here. It looks like he's wearing a disc as a kind of a girdle. Anyway, sorry about that tangent. Chakrams are, in my opinion, a unit that you need a big clump of. 13 or whatever he had, I don't think was enough, because Viper knows enough to attack on a wide line And when you attack on a wide line, we saw this in a game I casted recently, where the Chakrams were attacking throwing axemen, but they were in a wide line. So the throwing axemen were just having their way with the Chakrams. Same here. These elephant archers were just picking them off, and the Chakrams were doing suboptimal damage. Now, if the Viper had entered into this kill zone in a column or a phalanx of some kind, then the Chakrams would have demolished him with one or two throws. But he did not, and the Chakrams just did not engage properly. You need a bunch of them in order to do any kind of serious damage to infantry, especially when you get into the 20+ range of halberdiers, which Viper almost had. So fantastic engage here for our blue Dravidian. Terrible engage for Hearttt, although I do know what he was trying to do. Unfortunately, this mill worked against him, and maybe even this stable. Should he have deleted both of these and given himself a wider avenue of attack? I'm not too sure. Maybe, like I said a few minutes ago, maybe he thought that having a narrower attack space for Viper would actually allow him to hurt Viper more. But in any event, he must have looked at the score. He must have seen that he had 90 villagers, 18 of whom were idle. So he's basically sitting on 70 productive villagers an hour into the game. Viper, on the other hand, 149 villagers. I get that you need a lot of villagers to produce these big, chunky, expensive units, but I wonder if 149 may have been overkill. 76 on food. I wonder if he was actually planning on transitioning into light cavalry, because light cavalry plus Woot Steel would make them a great raiding unit, right? I mean, not that these guys, these villagers have a lot of melee armor +1, but in any event, we'll never know. Conjecture, unless the Viper watches this and lets us know in the comments below what he was thinking. That being said, a fantastic game here. I mean, how many of us could have survived 51 minutes of relentless aggression by one of the best players in the world using some of the best units in the game? If at first you don't succeed, try again was the mantra of the Viper in this game. And because of that, he gets the hard-fought W. And good game to both players. GG. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.